Let's do that right there. I'm hurt.
This is the Joe Gaither Show on BamaCentral.com.
Not today. Oh. Good morning or morning, Tuscaloosa. It is morning in Tuscaloosa. Welcome in. It's the Joe Gaither Show on Bama Central, BamaCentral.com. We are live at the Derek Daniels State Farm Studios right here off McFarland Boulevard. The sun did come up in Tuscaloosa, so we must move on. We're here. We're going to talk about Alabama's loss to Purdue last night, 87-80. We'll talk about all kinds of aspects from the basketball game last night, and then get into Football Friday. Happy Football Friday. We'll try to make it happy. Golly, what a disgusting night it was on Thursday night watching Purdue. Oh, I think they got another rebound. Offensive rebound put back. So we'll talk about all kinds of things as we are kind of sorting through our feelings this morning, waking up on the Joe Gaither Show. We appreciate everybody watching us on the Bama Central YouTube channel, checking us out on the Bama Central Facebook page, or on my own Twitter machine at Joe Gaither 6. You can listen to the show on Apple Podcasts, Amazon, Spotify. You can call the voicemail line at 205-462-7340. Extension 800 if you want to leave us a voicemail. We got 2 voicemails in the tank right now, so I can't wait to play those. Maybe they will cheer us up, or maybe they'll make us feel worse. We'll find out here in just a little bit. We're here with our friends Mason Woods and Theo Fernandez. You call Mason Woods or find Mason Woods at MAWoods_ on the Twitter machine, and Theo Fernandez at Theo Fernandez _ on the Twitter machine. The program is brought to you by Purple Turtle Roofing. We specialize in residential roofing, commercial roofing, emergency storm repairs, full-on roof replacements, and insurance claim support. Call them at 877-787-6635. At Purple Turtle Roofing, we're not just another contractor. We're your neighbor and advocate when it comes to protecting your home and business. With years of hands-on experience, top-tier certifications, and a commitment to excellence, we've built a reputation as Alabama's go-to roofing solutions. So call Purple Turtle Roofing today at 877-787-6635. That's 877-PT-ROOF 5. We want to thank Brax Garrison for joining us on Wednesday. If you missed Brax from Purple Turtle Roofing, he gave us a lot of quarterback analysis, a lot of quarterback insight. I really appreciate it. I really thought that we got smarter hanging out with Brax Garrison. So check that out on the Wednesday episode, and call Purple Turtle Roofing at 877-787-6635. With all that said, we're going to have a normal Football Friday after we talk about the basketball game. We'll talk basketball first. We'll take some voicemails, and then we will get into Alabama football's keys to the game against the Oklahoma Sooners. We'll pick our 3 players to watch. We'll go Theo, Mason, then myself, and then we will make our football picks for the weekend. We're going to try to make this as fun as we can, but boy, I am sad. Mason, good morning. Where are you at 1 to 10? Because I'm at about a 2.
I walked in pretty sad this morning. I have just done my best to not really think about basketball in the early minutes of this show. I'm sitting here watching a huddle highlight tape of one of Alabama's potential recruits that will be visiting this weekend, and that's putting me in a pretty good mood. But no, it's a sad Friday, unfortunately. We do have football tomorrow, so we'll have that to look forward to. But that was just a disappointing performance from Alabama. There's not really any other way to paint it. The 3 ball fell. That was cool, but at what cost? You couldn't rebound at all. You got what was the final discrepancy there?
52 to 28. 52 to 28. 19 offensive rebounds for the Boilermakers to Alabama 7. You gave up 16 second chance points, 30 points in the paint to the visiting Boilermakers. Disgusting.
Yeah, that's probably the right word to use. Disgusting.
Oscar Clough, Taylor Kaufman-Wren, Trey Kaufman-Wren. I keep wanting to do it. So I'm going to call him Taylor Kaufman. It's Trey Kaufman-Wren.
Don't you forget it either.
You're right. Golly.
2 years in a row.
Yeah, Trey Kaufman-Wren has ripped Alabama apart for 2 years in a row. 15 rebounds, 19 points for Trey Kaufman-Wren. How many of these were on the offensive end? I think you had 9, right? Eight offensive rebounds. 8 offensive rebounds, 7 on the defensive side. 5 assists as well for Trey Kaufman-Wren. 1 of 2 from beyond the arc. Just a brilliantly skilled basketball player. And they didn't have him in the first 2 games, and they said, "Hey, man, we'll just rest, and we'll take you to Tuscaloosa and unleash you on the college basketball nation." And he was
unguardable.
It was insane.
It wasn't even, yes, Alabama, you wanted to see more physicality from your bigs in this game, obviously. But like Trey Kaufman-Wren was just lights out in this game. It was the same move, just over and over
19
and
of
over
16.
and over.
19 of 16 from the floor.
I mean, it was
Unbelievable. All right.
There was not a whole lot you could do about him, but elsewhere, you let other people, you let Oscar Clough get a bunch of offensive rebounds and second chance points. You let Braden Smith get offensive rebounds and second chance points. So, you could have taken a barrage from Trey Kaufman-Wren in this game if you had stopped the other places, but you weren't able to do that either.
Theo, I want to give you guys a lot of credit. Theo was in Crimson Chaos's student section. We know our friend Henry Sklar was there as well. You guys, and we'll talk about the atmosphere. Maybe that's the bright. We'll start with the positive because the atmosphere was incredible. If you listen to the show at any length of time during basketball season, I usually get on the Alabama basketball faithful to get into Coleman Coliseum and be loud, affect the game, and be into it because I think the program deserves it. And goodness, last night was everything I could have dreamed of. The place was on fire. The place was on fire from the start to all the way to the finish. So, Theo, thank you for your part in that in Crimson Chaos. But, man, just how are you? Mason didn't give us a number, so he must be a 0. I said I'm about a 2. Or how are you feeling? I exhausted, I'm sure, for yelling all night long because y'all really, really did. I was sitting with the olds, and so I yelled as much as I thought was appropriate amongst the blue hairs. But yeah, how you feeling?
Before we give the student section all that much credit, I do need to address that as Braden Smith made his second free throw with 47 seconds left to put Purdue up 4 points, people started heading for the exit.
Well,
that was very frustrating. That was, let's just say that with how agitated I was over the game, me and the people around me may have taken our anger out on these fans leaving the game with 47 seconds left. I think it's justified.
Right. Let's just take a put you. Let me interject right here. You leave it 47 seconds. You're not beating the traffic.
No.
You're not beating the traffic. You're not getting into your car faster. You're not getting out of the parking lot faster. Just sit you've already invested the 2 hours. Like you've invested the 2 hours. Wait the last minute and a half.
Yep.
Go ahead, Theo. Go ahead.
Even when you had Oscar Clough, he got the one free throw to make it 5-point game with 30. Even then, it was just steady stream of people leaving, and I've never been okay with the idea of leaving a game early when it's still in play at all. I don't want to be too negative. The fan base was pretty good. It wasn't an elite college basketball atmosphere. It wasn't the it still is not the top tier atmosphere that you hear about. But for an Alabama basketball game at non-conference this early in the season, this is about as good as it gets.
Wow. Okay. Still disappointed. I was very pleased, Theo, with the participation from the side that I was sitting on. I thought because I was sitting pretty close behind the Alabama bench, and people were on their feet throughout the game, and there was lots of when they were on defense, and people were into. I was pretty pleased. You thought there's still room to grow.
What I'll say is Crimson Chaos does a great job, right?
Mm-hmm.
The people up in Crimson Chaos do a fantastic job of, they're right up front, they're loud, they're present. My official pitch to Crimson Chaos, and if anyone in Crimson Chaos is listening to this,
they are.
You've got all your members, right? You've got your exec board, whatever, the people that you are high level that are really loud, that are really passionate, that know how to lead stuff. You got to take a bunch of them and methodically put them up in the higher rows. Because, for example, like I showed up 2 hours before the game, I had stuff going on, and by the time I got in, I'm at the very top, right? Which is impressive how many people show up. You have to take some of your people and send them out to the masses, get everyone involved. Because up where I am, I'm enthusiastic. A lot of the people around me were, but there's not the full buy-in like there is down there. So I think we got to bring some people back and keep the entire student section engaged. Because could you imagine if it was as loud up there and there was as much noise from up there as there was down at the bottom?
Fair point.
That would elevate it to a whole other level. So I think
So you take the you ingrain some freshman Crimson Chaos members, some sophomores and some juniors, and you say, freshmen, you're at the top, and you've got to get this top end section. And as you continue with Crimson Chaos, you can move sections down, and now you're a senior and you're on that front row. Everybody wants to be on the front row because they get to be on TV, and it's fun and it's cool, and you're right next to the club, you're right next to the court and so on. But maybe they need to. Not a bad suggestion.
No, I think it absolutely needs to happen because I'll tell you, when you're up in those first couple rows, it feels like a whole other atmosphere versus where I was there.
Okay, because I was pretty low to the court.
I think work needs to be done on getting the entire student section engaged. But I think that's an easy fix, Crimson Chaos. I think we can make that happen.
All right. Well, I was pretty impressed with the students as a whole because when I got into the building about 30 minutes or so before tip-off, the student section was jam-packed. I got off the buses because I parked in free parking, and as I'm getting off the buses, the lady's yelling, "No more students! No more! The student section is full. You've got to buy a real ticket," to try to save some people from going into the line and getting disappointed. So I thought the crowd was really, really good. I was just walked away. So we talked about it yesterday. Met with Mason that okay, you may have a problem in the post with Keaton Bristow and Collins Onyedika being out. And Matt Painter just said, I don't care what lineup you play. I'm playing two bigs. I'm playing Oscar Clough, and I'm playing either Trey Kaufman-Wren or I'm playing this Daniel Jacobson, who it was 7'4". Basically, all night long, I'm playing two bigs. We'll just rotate the three of those, and Fletcher Loyer and goodness, Braden Smith are just going to do what they do. Now, Fletcher Loyer wasn't even that dangerous. He was 1 of 4 from behind the line. He killed Alabama last year, but it was Braden Smith getting into the lane. Trey Kaufman-Wren, let's play some pick and roll with Braden Smith and Oscar Clough and Jacobson, and just eat you up on the inside. We'll take twos over your threes, and we will rebound every missed shot and try to get more possession. Just absolutely insane. And like Alabama didn't really have any answer. I'm shocked to see this, Mason. I'm looking at the actual field goals. Both teams took 66 shots. I thought Purdue would have taken a lot more, but they were 31 of 66. They ended up getting to the free throw line to six. Like this is another game where Alabama got major disparity at the free throw line. Only 10 free throw attempts for Alabama, 23 for Purdue. I don't really think the whistle was as imbalanced as it was Saturday. There was a couple points where I was like, what are we doing? Not getting the same calls on both ends. But it wasn't as bad as it was on Saturday. Just out physicaled, and oh boy, gives me nightmares for the rest of the season, Mason.
Braden Smith got that SGA treatment a little bit.
A little bit, yeah, a little bit.
12 free throws.
You know, the one thing that sums up this game, that the only stat I think someone who didn't watch this game needs to hear: Braden Smith had more rebounds than any Alabama player. I mean, serious.
That's nuts.
It's gross.
He got 7 boards.
That's nuts.
Nobody on Alabama got more than 4. Seriously, like it is
disgusting. That's disgusting.
Hideous.
And Coach Oates came into the post game talking about the better team, the harder playing team, the grittier team, the team that wanted it more won, and he was basically giving credit to the basketball gods for sometimes the better team doesn't win. It's nice to see the harder playing team won. Okay, coach, but what's the deal here?
It's been how many years? How many years that you have been good everywhere but at the big?
And I really do think that Anya Giacco would have helped a lot. I do think that. And yes, he's a child, he's a freshman, and he's still learning college basketball. But I really do think another body to just, hey, you stand by number 4 when he catches the ball, you just elbow him in the back, give him a little bump, don't let him just because basically what was happening, Alabama was able to match one of the bigs to either Clough, Kaufman-Wren, or to Jacobson. But the other one was stuck on either Bo Bowen or Latrell Reitzel or Houston Millette. And I think that at least Millette and Latrell were playing hard, but it's just like, hey, man, barbecue chicken. I've got a big old matchup right here. And he couldn't do anything with it in the post because the ball was passing around just right there in the post. And then ball was up. And, oh, man, the big man that has the small matchup was going up to get the offensive rebound. And it just didn't work. And so I really do think that Anya Giacco would have helped. I cannot wait to see what this team looks like with Keaton Bristow. Please, dear, because all we heard in the summer was Keaton Bristow, dirty player, dirty in a good way. Not dirty in a dirty way, but dirty in a good way.
I'd take him in a dirty way. Honestly. That'd be fine with me.
But we heard, rebounder, just kind of go blue collar guy coming in from Tarleton State, really athletic, really jumping up a sky and haven't seen him yet. Obviously, you can't really help a preseason ankle injury. You roll an ankle here, it stinks. Yeah. It's just part of it. And we saw Jaleel Bethea warming up before the game. Maybe he helps you score another 10 points, be a little more efficient on offense. I felt like Matt Painter was, we're going to dictate the game. We'll dictate the game on offense with our 2 bigs. We'll dictate the game on defense by collapsing the paint and making you take all these 3-point shots. And we think that we'll get enough 2s down there to beat your 3s. And we'll just let Braden Smith, how old is Braden? He's a senior, right?
He's just a regular senior.
Right. Senior. But still, you're too good for college basketball. You're not quite good enough for the NBA. You're in that tweener zone where, dang, he is so frustrating to watch. I think Purdue is going to go really, really far this year.
They certainly looked good last night.
But I think that Coach Oates, as much as I do love him, and I think that he's a great, great coach, I really do. I don't want to hear it, but I think he got out schemed last night.
Yeah, it's.
I don't know.
Is Nate Oates? I mean, look,
you can disagree.
I love Nate Oates.
Feel free to disagree.
Is he unable to scout a big? What? It's so insanely frustrating that since Charles Bediako, and even that at times it was like, Chuck, what are we doing? You have almost never had a dominant presence in the paint under. Well, why?
You're right, but the system isn't conducive to that. You're not going to get.
You very clearly need it,
right? Yeah, you're not going to go get Janai Broom. You're not going to a type like that. You're not going to go
but
get.
You have brought in high level players, and they have up to this point not pan. It's just I don't know. I don't know. It continues to be the exact same problem with this basketball team year in, year out, where it's all right, you got shooters, you can't play in the paint. And when you rely on exclusively 2s and 3s that come from the paint or beyond the arc, you can't play. It's so frustrating.
I do think that is almost fully a result of the system. You look at Cliff Amore, by all accounts, should have been a stud. I mean, this guy
he's too slow.
One of the best defenders in the Big Ten. He was a beast his whole career at Rutgers, just didn't translate fully. And that being said, we would love to have him on this team right now.
I would over Bucknell, over Patriot League, man.
I mean, I think that I'm not willing to necessarily say that Oates got out schemed because
he didn't have enough bullets in the chamber. Noah Williamson was unplayable.
Williamson is
he literally unplayable out there. It was Aiden Sherrill. You get one of the bigs and.
You can't put Bo Bowen on a big. He is tall, but he doesn't have the strength or physicality to do
exactly.
it.
No, he does not.
And Williamson, you went out and got him, and he has become in 3 games just a body, just a cluster of cells out there, honestly. Like, and so, like, I know you played at Bucknell, and I think he was the Patriot Player of the Year, Patriot League Player of the Year. Great. Well, welcome to Power 4 college basketball, where you're playing against St. John's and you're playing against Peru. You saw it last Monday when they played in North Dakota. It's like, man, he's big, he's slow, I don't know. I don't know what he's going to be. And he made that three, and I think it gave him some confidence. He came out and clanked 2 other threes in the second half in crucial times. And, like, that's what I mean by Matt Painter. Matt Painter just said, hey, let him take that three. We'll live with that. And clanked them. And we'll get that rebound. We'll just go get another possession. Like, he became unplayable, and so that's why I think you really miss Collins, and I think you really are missing Keaton right now. I have no idea when Collins is going to be coming back, if he's going to be coming back, what his medical condition is. I pray and hope that he's going to overcome that successfully. But you have a problem going forward because Noah Williamson is unplayable, and so
even when you get we don't know what Collins is.
Yeah.
No, he's just a big guy.
A
big
he might
athlete.
just be Noah Williamson out there.
Well,
A big body.
He's faster.
Hopefully.
To be honest, we don't even know what Keaton Bristow is.
That's true.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd like to believe the hype around him. I was impressed by what I saw preseason, but what can he do it against this high level? When he was at Tarleton State, like, there is a very realistic world that Alabama fans need to prepare themselves for, where this is the story of the team. What we saw last night defines this season, and we will be talking on this show the day after a lot of Alabama games about this same exact thing.
That's going to make for a long year.
That is a very real possibility.
Jalil Bethea is a great player. Was awesome. Great, highly touted recruit.
5-star.
Did you need him? Could you not have spent that money on maybe someone 6'11" or bigger? Just it feels like we're addressing issues that aren't. You've got very prominent, obvious issues with your basketball team going back for 5 years now, and you've not addressed them. You've tried to, but you've whiffed every time. But hey, we got this fight. We got Jalil Bethea. We got a guard. We got another guard.
Oh,
another 5-star guard.
And LeBaron didn't play well.
Forward. It's just like,
but LeBaron didn't play well. If LeBaron plays well, I mean, LeBaron, I'm sorry, you've been great the first 2 games. You got outshined by the white boy, Braden Smith. Braden Smith took you to school and said, "Let me show you how to play college basketball." Really, didn't care about the environment, and he jawed a little bit with you guys, but not a ton. It was more. I mean, Fletcher Lawyer, that's the most punchable face in college basketball right now, and so. Braden Smith showed LeBaron how to play college basketball last night. And then you get the free throw line with a chance to tie it. You go 0 for 1 on a 1-and-1. You basically a wasted possession, and you're 5 of 14. You're 4 turnovers, LeBaron. How many turnovers did you have, Braden Smith? 3. Okay, wow, 3. 3, but you also gave your team 29 points and 7 rebounds and 4 assists. LeBaron gave your team 7 assists. Great. 4 rebounds. Great. 5 of 14, really struggled at the rim.
In defense, 9 points, 4-7 shooting in the second half. I was fully ready to redeem LeBaron Philon because he really was I thought he was the biggest reason Alabama was back in that game down the stretch.
You pickpocket.
You get the pickpocket
twice.
And then that missed free throw just fully removes all of that. We're right back to square one, and I'm willing to criticize him because, you had the moment. You want to be the star of this team. You want to be the top 10 NBA draft pick. Well, there you are at home against the number 2 team in the country with a chance to tie it. That's an unacceptable free throw miss.
Yeah. Feel like for all the good he did in the last handful of minutes of the St. John's game, kind of I kind of feeling like not as great on LeBaron after last night because of you don't assert yourself until late in the game, or really until late in the game, and then when you have a chance to be the hero, it's clank right off the front iron, and we can't get a rebound. And how many times did you? I feel like that was a bad call. They're on the free throw line. Oh, they missed a free throw. Rebound, pass, layup, and it's just like, oh, great. Yeah. You got the break you needed from the missed free
Doesn't
throw.
matter.
You can't clear the defensive glass. The defensive possession is not over until you have the dadgum basketball back in your hands. I just feel like that Purdue made Alabama play their game, and yeah, it's highly frustrating.
You know, and again, I'm LeBaron, and I forget the exact timestamp of this play where he has the ball, he's driving. It's the 1-on-2. You're going to the hole. Take that ball and go forward with it. He instead does the back off onto 1 foot, falling backwards. Like that one was confusing.
Yeah, go get to the line.
You're a really skilled player. They respect you. They give you a good whistle. Get yourself to the free throw line where, again, you probably would have missed one because we saw what you do in clutch free throws. But, like, that was just some of the stuff with him because I liked the way in the St. John's game that we didn't really see him, quote unquote, assert himself until late. But that's a game where everything's falling, everyone's scoring. When you have a game like this where, let's be real, 80 points is on the low scoring side for Alabama basketball. When you have a game like that where the offense just is not playing phenomenal, go out there and assert yourself earlier. Go out there and become the offense with 12 minutes to go. Like I was a little disappointed in LeBaron, and I trust that he'll respond with a 23-point performance. But I think that there are going to be some growing pains, and we talk about how good he can be. We've thrown around the word All-American. He's not there yet. He can get there by the end of the year, but there's some clear things that need to be worked out.
Everett Osborne chiming in on the Facebook. We appreciate you, Everett, saying can't wait to hear the voicemails. I know he has one of the voicemails right here. He and I don't know if the other one identified themselves, so I don't want to out them. But Everett also says, when did Alabama become a basketball school? In 1986, Everett. Maybe even before that, when Wimp Sanderson was in charge of this program, winning 5 SEC tournament titles. And then it definitely became a basketball school a couple years ago when you went to Arizona for the Final Four. We got plenty of time to talk football. I'm not in any rush today. But I am about out on what I want to say about basketball because it's just frustration. It's just frustration. And I guess you'll just try to get it back in Chicago against Illinois.
Yeah. I think I do want to just pose one more question, I guess, from last night. We talked a little bit about the free throw discrepancy, which it wasn't super, super as bad as it was at St. John's, but I mean, still 23 free throws to Alabama's 10. I know we talked about the calls maybe not being the best at times, but like it felt like overall there wasn't a ton of terrible missed calls or bad calls and so on, like that. Is this more just a result of Alabama's inability to drive the ball last night? Because it really felt like Purdue just locked them down at the perimeter and like, all right, we'll just settle for a 3.
Dax chiming in on the Twitter. What do you mean out them? It's me, Dax. Unfortunately, I do not have a voicemail from you in the system, sir. I would love it. I thought that when I pulled him up today, I said no voicemail from Dax.
I can't imagine Dax was happy last night.
No. He was texting me about football. So yesterday, day before, about how it's probably going to be a closer game. But he said not worried about it. It was his text. Not worried about this Oklahoma game because the Oklahoma fans are loud on the Twitter machine. He said the only fans that have been respectful. He said, no, I sent one. I don't have it. I don't have it. I'm looking at my Zoom. I've got one from Everett. I've got 2 calls from the same person, and they text me later and said, play the second one. So Dax, last one from Dax is November 9 right there, which was Monday, I believe. I hate that because I really would. Let me send one. Yeah, if you call, I'll hit ignore. Yeah, perfect. And he can leave one. He said, let me send one. So perfect. Great. Let's go ahead and go out to the voicemail line, 205-462-7340, extension 800. Let's play some of these voicemails.
Hey, guys. It's Everett from here again. Mason, when are you going to get a haircut? Joe, what do you think about the basketball team? And can we please have Katie on next week? Please have Katie on next week. Thank you. Roll Tide. Get Bama. Bye.
Mason, you want to take that first? Didn't he say something about your hair?
Yeah, ask me when I'm getting a haircut. Whenever I dang well please, Everett. That's when I'm getting a haircut. No, it'll probably happen at some point in the next month or so. It's getting to be about the time.
I got one scheduled on Tuesday. So Everett, if you're thinking my hair is looking long, I got one scheduled on
Oh
Tuesday.
yeah, no, I'm gonna. It'll be an impulse decision on some random Wednesday. I'll just be like, all right, yeah, no, get it cut today, and I'll just go to wherever and get it done. That'll be, and then I won't get it cut again for another year. So
He said, "What do I think about the basketball team? I think we've been talking about it for the last 30 minutes. I think. Look, I like the team. I think the team has a lot of potential still.
Yeah.
But I'm very worried about what we saw last night and other teams exploiting that throughout the year. Of hey, we'll just throw two bigs out there. We'll collapse. We'll make you kick out, and we'll just see if you can outshoot us from three. There will be nights where Alabama can outshoot them from three. Does Joel Bethea coming back allow you to get to the rim more efficiently and finish at the rim more efficiently? I think this team has to take last night and say, okay, you're not going to be able to do anything about the size disparity, because I think Noah Williamson is unplayable. I think you're going to get 4 or 5 minutes from him every night, but that's it. You shouldn't ask for much more because you don't want much more. I think he's a liability on both ends of the floor right now. And so because of that, you're going to play small, and it's Taylor Bowen and Keaton Briscoe hanging in there with Aiden Sherrill, and maybe Collins Onyedika overcomes his issue and gives you 4, 5, 7 minutes as well. So not a lot, but just a little bit. And can you get – I think this team has to look at last night and say, well, what can we do better? Well, you're not going to be able to match physicality better. What you can do is commit to getting to the daggum rim, commit to getting to the free throw line, because whether you're making or missing at the rim, you're going to make the officials blow the whistle. Mm-hmm. And you've got 2 games in a row now where you have been severely outshot at the free throw line. And it's like, get the other team into some foul trouble, get some easy shots when the clock is stopped at the free throw line. I think that is really the adjustment to, I enjoy, drive and kick. Yeah, absolutely. But to me, I think what you take from last night is, hey guys, we got to commit to drawing some fouls and being physical, matching, getting to the rim so that you can get to the free throw line. He also asked if we can get Katie on next week. I can put that on my to-do list. We've had Theo on the last couple of Football Fridays. We were supposed to have someone else last Football Friday. That fell through at the last minute. I haven't been asking Katie as much because of her internet issues at the house are a little bit still in flux. But we love Katie Wyndham. We want you to follow Katie Wyndham at Katie Wyndham _ and download Crimson Flame, her podcast. She's been putting out weekly episodes featuring women's athletics, Alabama women's athletics. And quite frankly, that's a lane that doesn't really get filled very well. Katie is filling it. So if you are interested in Alabama soccer, Alabama women's basketball, softball, if you're interested in gymnastics, if you're interested in women's track and field, cross country, crew, tennis, really any of the women's athletics over at the Capstone, Katie Wyndham is giving you a weekly podcast, updating you the scores, updating you what's happening, and giving you great interviews with prominent figures in Alabama women's athletics. I know she had a former soccer captain on this past week, interviewed her about her career and such. And look, soccer just got selected to the NCAA tournament.
Somehow.
So, 8 seed, 9 seed, something like that. One of the lower seeds, but got another NCAA tournament bid, and so they're in the postseason. And Katie Wyndham's keeping you all up to date on that with Crimson Flame. So I'll see if she wants to come back next week and talk about her episode and talk about the Eastern Illinois game and just talk about the season as a whole. Absolutely, Everett, we can make that happen for you. I think that was his 3 questions.
I believe so.
Haircut, basketball analysis, Katie Wyndham. Because he texted me and said, I got 3 questions. I said, I just want to make sure you get them all right there.
I'm not cutting it for you, Everett. I'm not a high level enough filling, I guess. I'm gonna have to up my game based off that voicemail.
Hey, the people speak and we listen. So let's keep going here. 205-462-7340, extension 800.
We just can't seem to beat these people, can we? I mean, they beat us in Canada. They beat us at Purdue. They beat us at our home floor. If we played on the moon, they'd probably beat us. They still probably out-rebound us by 20 no matter where we play them at. And it's really ridiculous. It's embarrassing. We can't rebound the ball better than what we did tonight. They out-rebounded us by 24 freaking boards. They out-rebounded us on the O boards 19-7. I think they tripled us at halftime as far as offensive rebounds concerned. Please quit playing Noah Williamson. For the love of God, please quit playing him. He does not need to play 9 minutes a game ever again. in a situation like that. Against a team that good, he cannot play that much. I get it, LeBaron didn't play good either, but our guards were still good enough to win that game. We have to get tougher. We have to get more physical. I thought we learned this last year against Duke, but apparently not. It's just freaking embarrassing, man. I'm so beside myself that we lost to them again.
I think that was it. Go
Oh,
ahead.
okay. Yeah, you never know with Hunter. Sometimes he likes to stop talking, and then 5 seconds later he'll remember, oh, I've got more. But I completely agree with everything. Maybe playing on the moon and kind of like removing gravity from the equation. Maybe that's the only way we could get rebounds on him, because you are absolutely right, Hunter. Disappointing. Just
Yeah, I mean, you got to right now. This is a soft basketball team.
yes.
There's not really any other way to put it. Now they can earn a tough label if they change the way that they play drastically, but right now they're soft.
I miss Mo. I miss Mo on this team. There's just where's the edge? Where's the blue collar?
Yeah.
Hunter, everything you said times 10.
Yeah.
Times 10.
Yeah.
I need to keep it as PC as possible, but times 10. Yeah.
These past 36 minutes have probably tripled how annoyed I was at this team. I mean, it feels like an echo chamber, but everything is just a little upsetting right now.
Let's round it out with Dax on the voicemail machine, because Hunter, I don't have anything to add. You nailed it, brother.
What's up, guys? It is Dax. Having to call mid-show since my freaking voicemail didn't go through, so I'll make this fast. Not worried about the Oklahoma game. The Oklahoma Twitter has been very vulgar and super confident, and if y'all haven't been able to tell, let me fuck my seatbelt real quick. Every team that has talked smack on Twitter that was super confident, it has not gone pretty well for them. The only two teams that did not talk smack on Twitter were LSU and South Carolina, and we saw how those games went. So, with that being said, I think it's like we're very similar. Oklahoma rushes for about 25 more yards a game than we do. I think their rushing attack is starting to find itself, but I don't think we're really worried about that much. The turnover margin is heavily in our favor. I think Ty is going to throw for around 300 and 3 touchdowns. I really hope our offense gets their freaking crap together, because that would be nice. As long as the offensive line does good today, we'll be okay. As long as the offensive line just keeps Ty upright, we're going to be fine. I think it's going to be close. Oklahoma's a good team. I think we're going to put up around 24, and I'm going to give Oklahoma about 17 points. But it's fine. I'm fairly confident that they might not even get 17. I'm going to say 24-17. Would be a lot happier if it's a larger margin than that. But anyway, roll Tide, boys.
Roll Tide, Dax on the voicemail machine. Dax, thanks for calling back in, because I didn't have your other voicemail saved. We turn that pink knob down so I can put the headphones back on. Yeah, perfect. Medium. Yeah, perfect. Dax, appreciate you calling in on the voicemail machine. 24-17, talking about Alabama and Oklahoma. Why don't you got immediate reactions? We'll get into Dax's points after I read a purple.
Well,
go ahead.
I know he started off with his little concern and then finished with, I'm fairly confident, but his tone did not change a whole lot. He said fairly confident, but his voice did not necessarily indicate that he was fairly confident. I think Dak might be a little worried about this.
It's at home.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I too am a little worried about this one.
If Dax is worried about a game, that's a bad sign.
Like I know we haven't exactly tracked it specifically, but our understanding on this show is that Dax had a pretty good record this season.
Yeah, I think he has been. I think he's been all over it. I think he's using the empirical evidence of Twitter trash talk to.
That's a pretty good way to do it,
Right. I guess Oklahoma's been very, very loud. And we heard Ryan Chapman the other day, yesterday, talking about how the Oklahoma fan base was kind of just happy to get to 9, 10 wins, 8, 9, 10 wins. And now they're expecting playoffs.
Would love to, pull that knife out there.
Just rip it right out. Rip that heart out.
Rip that Band-Aid off. I like Dax's score prediction.
24-17 Alabama. I do think it's going to be a lower scoring game. And I guess it's time to get into it. So let's try to have a happy football Friday right here on the show. Let's put the basketball to bed and we'll turn it over to football because, look, the football team, 8 wins in a row. You've been doing well, undefeated in SEC play. Let's have a happy football Friday presented by Purple Turtle Roofing. At Purple Turtle Roofing, we believe our work is about more than roofing. It's about service, stewardship, and sheltering what matters most. Our name may be unique, but it's deeply rooted in purpose and faith. The color purple, symbolizing Christ and royalty, reflects our founder's personal belief in striving for excellence and honoring a higher call in all that we do. The turtle represents something that began as a simple idea, but quickly became a powerful symbol of strength, endurance, and divine guidance. Call Purple Turtle Roofing today at 877-787-6635. They specialize in residential roofing, commercial roofing, emergency storm repairs, full-on roof replacements, and insurance claim support. At Purple Turtle Roofing, we're not just another contractor. We're your neighbor and your advocate when it comes to protecting your home and business. With years of hands-on experience, top-tier certification, and a commitment to excellence, we've built a reputation as Alabama's go-to roofing solutions. So no matter where you are in the state of Alabama, Purple Turtle Roofing can help you today. Call them at 877-787-6635. Our man Brax Garrison and all his coworkers will come out, check out your roof, make sure that you're good to go for the winter, for the spring, and give you the peace of mind that you deserve. Call them at Purple Turtle Roofing, 877-787-6635. Well, fellas, let's get into some traditional Football Friday segments. So let's start with some keys to the game because I too am concerned about this matchup. I'm concerned about Alabama facing Oklahoma without a running game, but I do think that Ty Simpson is still that dude. I do think that Alabama's defense is playing at a very, very high level, and I do understand and recognize the game is right in our backyard in Bryant-Denny Stadium, so that's going to be worth a little bit of momentum, a little bit of resiliency. A little resiliency will be infused into the team playing at home. Theo Fernandez, how you feel about this game, and what are maybe some of your keys for Alabama tomorrow as they take on the Oklahoma Sooners?
I think slightly concerned is a very good way to put it. I think that's about where I'm at with this. I think, I'm going to come out and say this now. I think if Alabama plays the way they did against LSU, there's a very, very real chance they lose this football game. Mm-hmm. Now, so we're going right into 3 keys right now?
Yeah, whatever you like. Yep, okay. Absolutely. Jump right into it. Give us you can exposition a little bit.
Yeah, so I'll give us our 3 keys with a moderate to appropriate amount of stalling for time in there. But I think my 3 keys for this game, first off, I've said this before as a key, and people didn't really agree with it. Mainly Henry didn't agree with it at the time. I think it's a lot more true now. Do not break your back trying to establish the run. We know what this team's running capabilities are. If it's not working, you're going to know pretty fast. There's no reason to be going into 2nd and 9 every drive because you need to establish the run. So I think if it's not working, it's not working. And I'm very content with the idea of, yeah, we know what we're good at. We're going to take advantage of it.
Fair enough.
Number 2, I'm going to say that this team, I don't know that I even have a defensive key for this team. Because I was about to give a defensive one, but I don't think I have anything defensive.
Keep doing what you're doing.
Keep doing what you're doing. That's my 2nd key. And then my number 3 key is find ways to keep the ball away from Connor Talty. I want, if it's 4th and 4, we're going for it. If it's 4th and 6, we're going for it. If it would be a 50-yard punt and it's 4th and long, we should probably just punt it. I'm content with the idea of Connor Talty not setting foot out on this field, and I trust the team to find ways to make sure that happens for us.
I like those.
So repeat those. No Connor Talty.
No
defense,
Connor
keep
Talty.
Doing what you're doing.
Defense, keep doing.
And don't force the run.
Don't force the run.
I like it. Theo Fernandez, 3 keys to the game. Mason Woods, how are you feeling? A little exposition and maybe some of your keys for this game for the Crimson Tide.
I think I fall in line with Dax where I'm a bit concerned going into this game. I think, I've kind of been saying this all week, but you look at that stretch of games where Alabama, everybody got so hyped up over the 4 ranked wins back to back, and then it was like no. hey, we still have Oklahoma there waiting on you at the end of the schedule. And it kind of feels like a lot of people have forgotten about this game. And in the meantime, Oklahoma has kind of gotten better. I know they've dropped some tough games, but they're still a good football team, and they have improved throughout this season, especially since John Mateer has gotten back healthy.
Oklahoma.
So I am a bit concerned. I still think Alabama wins this game right now. I'm still probably leaning towards an Alabama win. I think it'll be a close game. But yeah, no, I'm probably at about a 7 out of 10 on the concern scale.
Woo!
So it's up there, and we're creeping. The as we get closer, that might even grow more, but we will see. So I guess we'll get rid of the keys to the game. First, I think it's got to be limiting the pressure from Oklahoma's defense. Guys like R. Mason Thomas have been he got 6.5 sacks this year. I think you can't let him have if he plays in this game, you can't let him have a big day against you because he's gonna junk up your offense and. It's going to be real tough to operate. Let's see. Second, I think taking advantage of Oklahoma with your wide receivers. I think you've got a pretty good matchup there. Alabama's wide receivers against Oklahoma's secondary. And obviously, we've talked about how good Ty Simpson is. If you can maybe get some big chunk plays this week that you've not been able to convert in previous weeks, that could help you win this game as well. And third, man,
just the whistle of a long black train.
Yeah,
Oklahoma.
I don't know what that is.
Ain't no love,
Oklahoma. Yeah.
You'll know when it's coming for you.
I don't think I've ever listened to that song in its entirety.
They played it 1,000,000 times last year.
That would drive me insane.
They played it 1,000,000 times at the game last year.
Not a Luke Combs fan myself.
Really?
To each their own. Third key, man, I don't know. I'm struggling to come up with a third key. 2 keys are great. Let's think.
I think you nailed it with the pass pro.
We'll flip my take advantage of their secondary with your wide receivers, and I'll say I think you have a pretty good matchup with your secondary against Oklahoma's wide receivers. So don't let a guy like Isaiah Satania get going in this game and be the reason that you lose. Don't let John Mateer make those crazy passes downfield that he does where he looks like Derek Jeter throwing across to first base. Limit those kinds of things, make Oklahoma play a more simple game and take the pass game away, and I think you win.
There we go. So take the pass game away, take advantage of the wide receivers, and eliminate or protect Ty Simpson. Is I think what I heard.
Yeah,
from Mason Woods.
And a lot easier said than done.
Yeah, all right.
I think 2 of those are realistic. I don't feel great about them protecting Ty Simpson in this game.
No, I don't really. But my biggest key to the game is the turnover battle. Alabama has led the conference in turnovers gained and led the conference, I believe, in turnovers lost. So you've protected the ball very, very well. And we talked about it with Ryan Chapman yesterday on the program. Go check that out on all the platforms. John Mateer, Mason put it eloquently, has been less than careful with the ball, I think is what she said yesterday. And that's right. He really has been. So can you avoid the havoc plays? I mean, Tennessee should have been up on Oklahoma pretty. I mean, Tennessee had a great opportunity to be up by a significant margin at the end of the first half in their Oklahoma game, but dadgum Joey Aguilar was just coughing the ball up left and right. One went for a fumble return for a touchdown, and then 2 just horrific interceptions, overthrows, where he just, I don't even think he read the defense. He just launched it. So I don't really see Ty doing that at all. But you have been susceptible to the sack fumble. You've been pretty susceptible to the sack fumble, especially the last 4 or 5 games. Happened in the Tennessee game. Maybe that was a little hooey from the referees. Maybe the South Carolina game definitely was a clean play, and the LSU game was a clean play as well. Sack fumbles have been an issue for Ty Simpson. So I think you need to win the turnover battle, and particularly even if you don't gain turnovers defensively, don't turn the ball over offensively. Don't give the Oklahoma offense short fields. I think Alabama's defense has done fairly decently with short fields over the course of the year, but you just don't want to give them easy opportunities to put points on the board. We heard it yesterday from Ryan Chapman. Their kicker good from 50 yards. He kicked 50.
Shorts.
He kicked two 50-yard field goals against Tennessee. I'm getting all confused a little bit as I'm trying to type and talk at the same time. That's Oklahoma. What's that young man's name? He has been a beast. So really, your short field.
I think if we had that in
Tate
Tuscaloosa,
Sandell.
we'd have flying cars. Like it's just, we'd have a utopia here in Tuscaloosa if we could just get a kicking game.
What needs to happen after the game? Unfortunately, he's got one more year.
There'd be no crime.
No
it'd
crime.
Be everybody. No one would need.
No poverty.
You would need for nothing.
Want
for nothing.
No homelessness.
Yeah, it'd be. Everybody would just be happy.
Gas would be $2 a gallon.
It'd be free.
you
just pull up, and somebody would come out and pump your gas for you.
That's right. So we've seen it after most games this year. Opposing coaching staffs going up to Keelan Russell going and doing the hand over the mouth.
Oh yeah.
Someone needs to go up to Tate Sandell from the Alabama side and go,
hey buddy,
hey, you can 50 yards.
Hey, we don't have to buy a quarterback this year
in Neyland. 50-yarders in Neyland. This much. How much money? How much was going to say? That's what it is.
We're pretty set on skill positions, buddy. We got a lot of money to throw.
All right, for sure. So my biggest key to the game really is winning the turnover battle, but not giving away turnover. If the turnovers end up being 0-0, it's fine. I think you count that as a net win.
Yeah.
You can't go one turnover for Alabama, 0 for Oklahoma. Oh, you turned it over on your own 35-yard line. Yeah, your defense stood tall, but then they bombed a 50-yard field goal to maybe go up 3-0 or take a lead or whatever, tie a game.
Whatever it is.
Yeah, exactly. So winning the turnover battle is my biggest one. Theo, I love the fact that I love your first key, not forcing the run game, because it's not going to get going. It's just not. It's time for Alabama fans.
But AK Deer.
Next week is his coronation, man, against Eastern Illinois.
Right. And then people are going to be crying, where's he been all year? Why aren't you playing him? I think that instead of not forcing, you've got to be able to run in critical situations. And so what you end up doing is maybe you are throwing it 40 to 50 times in this game, but you're trying to, it's like the thing that frustrates a lot of Georgia fans is, it's 3rd and 10. We're running. It's 3rd and 8. You're expecting pass. You're planning to pass, and we're going to take advantage of it. Like, run it in off situations.
Yeah.
What I think was really good this past week against LSU is, you're on the 5. Daniel Hill, carry us in. Like, in critical situations or in places where they're not expecting it. You just got to call it at opportunities where either you got to run and you're going to, like with Daniel Hill, or in situations where they're expecting pass and you mix it up with the run. Like, I think Alabama's got to be better about being a little less predictable when they're calling the runs. I think that's going to help. Like, I don't think you're going to fix the scheme, and I don't think you're going to break it off for big runs. But if you can be a little less predictable, it's 1st and 10. Here comes inside zone. Here comes duo, and all they got to do is get a little penetration and jack up the offensive line's blocking scheme a little bit. And Jam Miller falls ahead for 1 yard.
Yeah.
Like, it'd be a little less predictable when you call it. So that's my second one, is just being a little more creative with the sequencing of the running game. So number 1, turnover battle. 2, being more creative with the sequencing of the running game. And number 3, you said defense, keep doing what you're doing. I think you've got to stop John Mateer's legs, because we haven't talked about it much this week, and I don't think it's really been featured in conversations really throughout the whole week in all the Bama spheres or whatever, internet spheres. But John Mateer can hurt you with his legs, and we have been hurt by quarterbacks with. I mean, Michael Van Buren got a couple of nice little runs as well, and obviously the game was a little bit out of reach at that point. But I think we were all afraid of Lenore Sellers' legs, and did pretty good job with that. Obviously, he busted off a touchdown run to take him up 8 late in the game. I think that we've seen Alabama struggle with quarterback run throughout the year, throughout the last 2 years, throughout the last 15 years with Coach Saban. So it's like not just been a Kane Womack issue. Diego Pavia had a couple of big runs and had some scrambles as well. Obviously, Justin Jefferson ripped out that ball in the red zone. But I think that, and maybe that plays into turning the ball over with John Mateer, just smack him when he does run. But you've got to really limit, I think, the quarterback run, because I'll agree with you, Mason. You do have an advantage. Don't think that their wide receivers are good enough to really get out there and beat you. I do think that John Mateer's squirrely enough to, crap, let me just run for 6 yards. Let me just run for 7 yards. Let me just run for 6, and just frustrate the ever-loving mess out of you. And I think that they're going to look back to last year's game with Jackson Arnold. I mean, Jackson Arnold rushed for how many attempts? I mean, it was just over 100 yards. It wasn't like he ran for that many yards. Alabama, Oklahoma, 2024. It wasn't like a crazy amount of yards, but I think he did have a massive amount of attempts, didn't he? Let's find this box score. Come on, here we go. He rushed 25 carries. 25 carries, 131 yards. So he did bust over 100 yards. 25 carries, 131 yards. If John Mateer is carrying it 25 times, I think you got problems. So you're going to have to earhole that sucker and get him on the ground and make him think about running the football a little bit more. I mean, Chapman said it yesterday, knee injury earlier in the year. We know about the hand injury earlier in the year. Like, he's not a huge guy. Nikai Hill-Green, you're going to have to lay some wood to him is probably my third key to the game. So limiting turnovers or winning the turnover battle, being more creative when you call the run, and then limiting quarterback run with John Mateer are my 3 keys to the game. All right, let's keep going here. We want to remind everybody that we're brought to you by Derek Daniel State Farm Insurance. You can call Derek for all of your insurance needs at 205-758-3391. Like a good neighbor, Derek Daniel is there. Home, life, auto insurance needs, whatever you need in the insurance realm, call him. He'll get you a very fast auto insurance quote. And just because you call him doesn't mean you're buying. It's just an information gathering session, and it won't take you very long to gather that information. Call him at 205-758-3391. See how much he can save you today. Take it back to the family, take it back to the wife, to the husband, whatever you need to do, and y'all make the decision that's best for you. But Derek Daniel is your local agent, and he'll be able to be on the phone. Oh, I wrecked at this place, or somebody wrecked into me on this road here in West Alabama. Derek knows where these roads are. Derek knows what repairmen to send to your house when you have issues, and unfortunately, you're going to have issues. That's just the way that life goes. So call him at 205-758-3391. You need local insurance, a local insurance agent. And look, you can't beat State Farm Insurance. State Farm is been a proud company for a long, long time, and they will take care of you. So call them, 205-758-3391. Theo Fernandez, 3 Alabama players that you've got your eyes on this week.
I'm going to start with Yonze Pierre. You talk about winning that turnover battle. I think he is a very, very big part of that. You know, you talk about how careless sometimes Mateer is with the ball. Well, he'll be in a hurry to get it out if, Pierre can get to him. So I really think that if we can get pressure on the QB, that will lead to a lot of mistakes, whether he's forced fumbles before. Yep. We've seen him do that, and we've also seen him force guys into throwing the football. So I think Yonze Pierre is maybe the most, and maybe my key player. Like, if I was ranking him, he's probably number 1 on this list I'm about to give. I also think you look at the fact that Yonze Pierre has made a very strong case to keep the starting job with Rousseau coming back. This is really the last game to, boost that little resume. Yeah. Assuming Rousseau will get worked back in against Eastern Illinois as he prepares to play against Auburn. I think Yonze Pierre has done enough to keep the job, and I think he can really put that on display on Saturday.
Yonze number 1.
I like that. Yonze number 1. I'll go Josh Cuevas is one of mine, and I think
Cuevas.
I think that, Ty, he could be under fire a little, right? He could be facing some pressure. Can, Cuevas be there for the 6-yard pickup? Can we get a nice couple, nice bailouts? I could see Cuevas, we think about him, 3 receptions, 25 yards is a pretty average stat line. I could see those receptions being closer to 5 or 6 today. I think that if Ty is under the pressure that I think he will be, he'll need to take that little out to Cuevas a bunch. And then my third's going to be Caden. I think that you got to set the tone for this O-line, right? This is a great team that you're going up against. This is a great front seven. And if Caden isn't going to set the tone, who is, right? Be physical to an extent that we don't see all the time out of you this year. I really think that up front with this O-line that is going to have their work cut out for them, Caden Proctor needs to shine above everybody.
I like those picks.
I hate you, Theo. That's two of my top three off my list.
I had Cuevas on my list.
Good job. Go ahead. Mason Woods, 3 players that you're watching this week.
I'll start on the offense. I'll go with Lazier Brooks. For a lot of the same reasons that Theo just said, Josh Cuevas, basically. I think Ty is going to be under some pressure today, and they're probably going to have to design some quick routes. And Lazier Brooks is a great guy to do that. I think he is a threat to house any ball that he touches. So get the ball in his hands and let him work in the open field, and maybe we can get some things happening on offense. That will be my number one. My number two, I will flip to the defensive side of the ball, and I will go Bray Hubbard. I think this is going to be a big opportunity for Bray to maybe get a pick in this game. You talked about the turnover battle, Joe. And I think Bray Hubbard is someone who definitely, like I said, has a big opportunity to get an interception in this game. Turn John Mateer over. So I'll go with him as my second. And then third, third. I want to go with the punter. I want to go with the punter. Why am I blanking on his name now? Blake Dowd. Thank you. Yeah, give me Blake Dowd. I would not be shocked to see Alabama having to punt the ball a decent amount in this game, given how much pressure I think Oklahoma is probably going to generate. I think he could be a weapon.
I think that's a good pick. So Lazier, Bray Hubbard, and Blake Dowd for Mason Woods. All right, you left me. My list is fairly intact. I had Yanzi Pierre and Caden Proctor as 1 and 2. I had Bray Hubbard a little lower down my list. So my list is fairly intact. I'm definitely going number 1. I'm going Jeremy Bernard. I'm taking the same thought from Josh Cuevas and from the Lazier Brooks, but I think you need to get your number 1 wide receiver going. Yeah. And I think Jeremy has been your most consistent wide receiver all year long, and I think that he's going to have to continue to be that. And Ty, just trust him. Just get the ball into his hands. And with the struggles in the running game, Jeremy has been hey, let's try Jeremy Bernard doing this sweep, doing this weird playing, doing this, sweep, and then pass to Ryan on 3rd and 1 at Georgia. I think that Jeremy has to have a big game for Alabama's offense, and I think that he will. Number 2, I'm going Justin Jefferson for taking it back to my keys to the game, stopping quarterback run. I think Justin Jefferson, he ripped the ball out against Diego Pavia. That was a huge play, but you're going to have to smack John Mateer. And you're going to have to put him on the ground. And I'm not advocating anything dirty, but you're going to have to bring some force.
I'm advocating something dirty.
Okay, that's way okay. You're going to have to bring some force to John Mateer and make him think about tucking the ball and running. Yeah. And hey, buddy, you better slide right now, like 2 yards from the line of scrimmage, or run out of bounds. So I think Justin Jefferson is a huge, huge part of Alabama's defense, especially, look, Xavier Robinson is a dangerous runner, and I think that Justin Jefferson's going to have to play a good game. I'm pretty confident Deontay Lawson will play a good game. This was the game that Deontay went out in, unfortunately, against Oklahoma last season, and so I think he's going to have a good game, a nice little redemption game right there. I think Nikhai Hill-Green's playing as good as he's played all year. Justin Jefferson's still playing okay, still playing well, but I think taking a small step back, this will be a huge opportunity for him as you deal with speed. And I think he's, fastest linebacker right there.
Look, I've called him a safety on this show many times.
So it's time to bring the wood when John Mateer decides he doesn't have anybody open and wants to scramble. Number 3, I got a lot of guys up here on this list that I'm thinking about. Golly, which one do you like best, Theo? You're looking at my list. I think that I'm going I think I'm going Wilkin. Yeah, I think I'm going Wilkin. But since you took Caden Proctor with the first pick, I think your other tackle, you've been beat with speed before. Yeah. I think you're going to get a lot of chips. You're going to get a lot of Josh Cuevas chipping on either side of the tackles. But I think Wilkin, you're going to have to keep going to Mason's point, key to the game, keeping Ty Simpson upright. I think Wilkin has to have a really good game for Alabama, and maybe it's not in the run game, but protect Ty Simpson at all costs. I'm going Jeremy Bernard, I'm going Justin Jefferson, and I'm going Wilkin Formby as the 3 players that I'm watching this week in Bryant-Denny Stadium. So that's going to do it for us right there. Y'all ready to make some picks? Y'all ready to talk about some of these big games of the week?
I'm ready.
We're all watching Georgia, Texas. That's what we're all waiting for, right?
We'll be
baby.
watching it.
Hook 'em,
Yes.
baby.
Is
Let's
that a night game?
It's a night game, yes. It is. I was just making a joke that we're not going to be watching Alabama, Oklahoma. That went
First of all,
over.
before we get
everybody's
into it,
head.
I'm not officially predicting this, but I think there's a very good chance Minnesota can upset Oregon tonight.
Yeah.
Tonight on Fox, 8
Yes.
o'clock. Okay, well, we'll see.
Keep an eye on that
I'll
one.
be up at Northside tonight watching the Northside Rams play.
Oh, I'm going to be there too.
Are you going to be there for WVUA?
Yeah, but we have a 9 o'clock show today, so I'm going to be in and out really fast. But I will be.
I'll
there.
text you a final score if it's final by then.
Perfect.
And I'll let you know if there's any highlights that you miss, for sure. Because we're not no football Friday tonight, right?
No football Friday, so
Right.
we'll get about the first 3 drives and then gun it out of there.
Yeah, you can. I mean, it's a longer drive back to WVUA. I will let you know what we see after you leave.
Much appreciated.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's start here. Nobody cares. Wisconsin, Indiana. Indiana's going to smoke them, right?
Yeah.
What a catch! What a comeback last
I
week.
don't know though. Wisconsin beat Washington.
There you go. Theo, South Carolina's at A&M. A&M is a 19.5-point favorite. Can Shane Beamer get himself a signature win this year? Or are they saving it all for the Clemson rivalry?
Don't make me do this. I'm considering this.
Don't do it.
I'm considering
Look,
this.
Texas A&M is due to drop one.
Texas A&M is
They
due.
do it every year.
Shane Beamer
At
is
home?
due.
At home?
No, but they do it every year, at least one game.
Give me the
They're due.
Gamecocks.
Wow.
I've got South Carolina. This is the
That's
part of the
bold.
year where Shane Beamer wins that game, man. We know it's going
That's
to
a
happen.
great point. Also, this is prime time for South Carolina fans
Yeah.
to say, "Well, if we could have just
He goes win number 4, 5, and 6, beating Texas A&M.
the strongest team in the country."
Remember look at the stretch that Carolina's played. We've been waiting for them to win that one game out of Ole Miss, Bama, Oklahoma. Like it's got to happen.
Yeah, they dropped 4 in a row. So it's A&M, Coastal Carolina, and Clemson. You win these last 3. You can finish the year 6-6, Shane.
Yeah, I know. It's time for A&M to lose a game too. I like the Carolina pick here.
I love his reasoning for that. I just can't do it.
No.
I will take Texas A&M in this game.
They're going to beat them like a redheaded
I think
stepchild.
you're probably correct. I think Marcel Reed will have unlimited yards in this game. He's going to get all of the yards and touchdowns. Give me the Aggies. But I do like where Theo's head is at.
11 a.m. on ABC. College Game Day is going to be there. Notre Dame, number 9 Notre Dame against number 22 Pittsburgh. Notre Dame is a 12.5-point road favorite. What's up with the Pittsburgh coach?
Oh man, that's the worst quote I've ever heard.
Like
from any coach.
The Missouri
ever.
fans are mad about Drinkwitz saying we don't need to be playoff or bust. No, it's all about the Pittsburgh coach.
We don't even have to win.
We don't care about this game.
200.
He goes 100-3 or whatever he said. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like if I was an athletic director, you'd be in my office if 10 minutes later.
Yeah.
You'd be in my office. What are you doing?
Dog.
Can we not just be more political? Yeah, we're trying to win. Yeah,
Yeah.
well, we're going to give our best effort.
I literally could not care less if we lose this game.
What?
That's crazy.
You're in my office 2 minutes later,
Oh,
and I'm
man.
saying, do we need to have a conversation about this contract?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, people listening might be thinking that we're exaggerating a bit. Like, go watch the clip.
It
That
is
is what
crazy.
Pat Narduzzi said.
I thought it was one of the meme accounts.
Yes, I thought. Yes,
I completely like.
I thought I got centelled.
Yeah.
No,
it's unbelievable.
it was insane.
With that being said, any inkling of thinking I might pick Pitt went away as soon as I saw that.
Absolutely.
Notre Dame,
Absolutely.
Notre Dame by 40, man.
Yeah, give me.
Here's the quote. Absolutely not. When asked if the game is a must win, absolutely not. It's not an ACC game. I'm glad you brought that up. It is not an ACC game. I'd gladly get beat 103 or 110-10 in that game. They can put up 100 on us as long as we win the next 2 after that. But again, our focus is on Notre Dame and getting as many wins as we can. You are a fool.
Yeah, no, I give me Notre Dame by whatever that point spread is. Give me the over on whatever Jeremiah Love's rush yards are. Yeah.
I'm taking Notre Dame 110-10.
I might as well.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, can I get an alternate line out there?
Yeah. if I were a Pittsburgh Panthers fan, if I were a booster, that would have sent me to the moon.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine if Kalen DeBoer said anything?
He'd be
remote?
fired tomorrow.
yes. Greg Byrne would be like, "You left me no choice.
I can't do anything
like-
here. My hands are tied.
You're literally asking me to take action here."
Yeah.
Oh, horrible. All right, 11:45. So we're all taking Notre Dame big on the road.
Yes.
Okay. 11:45. SEC Network. Arkansas is at LSU. We shouldn't even pick this game,
Toilet
but it's an
bowl.
SEC
It's a
game.
bad one.
It's an SEC game, so it's on the list, and it's the battle for the Golden Boot, which is a decent little trophy. Theo, how you feeling? LSU 4.5-point home favorite.
So is Van Buren starting this game? Have they
was
made an
gonna ask the
announcement?
same
I
thing.
think
I
he
don't know.
is. Michael Van Buren. Let's find out.
Because again, I've not done my research on
Arkansas if
LSU.
Van Buren is
Arkansas.
starting.
They made an announcement.
Yeah, no announcement is what it says.
You know,
Sports Illustrated. Here we go. Reveals the game plan. Come on, load me up here. Move the Shinsawa with LSU Tiger.
Honestly,
Replace-
I was trying to click it.
Right. The move came on the heels. At the end of the day, we're gonna do what it takes to win the game. Okay, Michael Buren does.
You passed the quote.
This was last week.
Oh, that was last week.
That's what it said. Michael Van Buren does have a skill set. We're setting it up. We're trying to get all the ads. Now, fast forward to Monday. Wilson revealed game plan at quarterback headed to Arkansas. I thought both quarterbacks did some good things. I thought both of these guys did some things that need to be improved on. I thought Garrett at times was spectacular. Started off red hot. I felt at the back end we needed a spark and something to add another dimension to the game. I thought Michael stepped in and gave us those things. As of now, nothing has changed in how we have flowed. Both the guys will play in this game moving forward.
It feels like Garrett Nussmeier will play until he can't, or until we're forced to bench him.
Yeah.
Woo!
It's hard.
I think I'll probably take LSU.
Yeah, I feel like I'm going to go LSU just because of the fact that either of those QBs could at any point decide to play really good.
Yeah.
I'm taking Arkansas just for the fun.
Yeah, it would be fun. Are we taking Kentucky to lose to the undefeated 10-0 Tennessee Tech?
Oh my gosh, no.
That would be the funniest thing ever. man.
Kentucky led the wood to Florida last week, didn't they? We
Yeah,
missed
they
we,
did. It was
we
like
missed that pick.
38-10 or something. It was a crazy fight.
Yeah, Mason,
score.
we missed that pick badly.
Yeah.
That's okay though. NC State is at Miami. Does anybody care? Miami in the
No.
playoff in the playoff picture. Miami's going to win. NC State going to go down to Coral Gables and surprise them.
Probably not.
They're the ones who upset Georgia Tech, right?
I think they did.
I think so, yeah.
Georgia Tech goes on the road to see our friend Kim Rankin at Boston College.
Is Lonergan
Georgia Tech by
even
100.
still the starter? Or has
No.
he been benched?
No, he's been
he got
benched.
benched. Him and
They've
Holstein
kind of
both
gone
got
back and
benched.
forth a little
Right.
bit, but yeah, he got benched. Yeah.
All right, 2:30, Big Ten Network, number 21, Iowa is at USC. Going to be some nasty weather in Los Angeles. Apparently, rumors of Lincoln Riley going to maybe the NFL. Lincoln Riley to somebody's New York Giants is what I'm seeing. What do you think about this game, Iowa at USC?
So in theory, yeah, I want Iowa to win this so that Lincoln can really go to New York. Because trust me, I would be very happy with that. Obviously, at number one, I want Lane. That's not going to happen,
No.
unfortunately. But I do think USC will win. Iowa struggles to beat good teams.
They hung in there with Oregon, but it was at home. So yeah, I'm probably going to take USC in this one too.
Yeah, I'll take USC as well. New Mexico State's at Tennessee. Who cares? Let's see. Florida's at Ole Miss, 6 o'clock on ESPN.
Now we talk about being due to lose a game you shouldn't be due.
They lost it last year, didn't they? They went on
Yeah.
the road and lost it last. Ole Miss went on the road and lost this last year when they were sitting prime
Yep.
position to be in the playoffs.
This is Lane Kiffin territory.
Ole Miss 11.5-point favorites. Florida on the road, backup interim head coach. Come on, hotty toddy, gosh almighty, who the heck are we? Flim flam, bim bam. Ole Miss, by damn.
Coming off a bad loss, too. That's going to be a fiery Florida team.
I'm taking the Rebs.
You see,
Give me the Black Bears.
how
Give me the
bad?
Land Sharks.
How bad does Florida have to win this game for Lane to be done with college football? That's my question. You think about it. Last year's Florida game, Jackson Dart played so bad he fell to the Giants. This year, Lane's going to coach so bad that he's going to fall to the Giants. So,
Wow.
I've got Ole Miss though. realistically, Florida should not be in this game.
I'll pick Florida just for fun.
There we go. Oh, and then the game of the week. It's Texas is at Georgia. Arch Manning, he got all the secrets from Ty Simpson. Georgia is a 6.5-point home favorite. But Theo, I'm spoiling it. It's hook 'em horns all day.
I've got the dogs.
Because
I
what's
like
going to
Georgia in
happen?
this one.
You going Georgia?
Yeah.
So what's going to happen? Texas beats Georgia and keeps winning and wins their way into the SEC championship because they're going to beat A&M as well on the last week of the year. And you're going to get Alabama and Texas in Atlanta. And I'm not going to know what to do with myself.
That could happen.
That could
I'm gonna roll
happen.
with Georgia though.
What I've got happening though is A&M loses to Carolina, Texas loses this game, and then you have an elimination game between Texas and A&M where the winner's going to make the playoffs, and A&M's going to choke it in Austin and find a way to miss the playoff, and the 9-3 Texas sneaks in.
Yes.
I think Georgia
like that
does win this
scenario.
game.
Yes. And Ole Miss goes to the SEC championship because because Georgia's been eliminated with 2 losses, and Ole Miss is the last 1-loss team with Alabama. Okay, all right.
I hate that. I don't hate that scenario.
There we go. Mississippi State is at Missouri. Who cares? 6:45. Missouri 6.5-point home favorite. We don't care playoff or bust anymore in Missouri.
Mississippi State deserves to make a bowl, man. They've been so close. I want to see them go out and win.
I think if this was in Starkville, I'd roll with the Bulldogs, but I think I'm going to take Missouri.
Yeah, I think I'm taking Missouri as well. Really close. I don't like that line. I think I'm taking Mississippi State plus the 6.5.
Yeah.
All right, fellas, here we are. Last game on the list, the best game on the list, the most important game on the list. Number 11, Oklahoma, is at number 4, Alabama, 2:30 on ABC. So, look, you don't even need YouTube TV. Get yourself some antennas, and you'll be able to find it on ABC right there with your rabbit ears. Oklahoma is a 5.5-point underdog. Theo Fernandez, give us your final thoughts and your pick for Alabama hosting Oklahoma.
Alabama is due to lose a close game. You keep playing with fire, right? That's why I think the Crimson Tide are going to make sure that this game does not stay close. I've got the Tide 27-13 in a game where it just feels like Alabama dominates, one of the ones where it feels like it's a 3-score win. I'll tell you, if Oklahoma is in this game, if it's fourth quarter, they're down 4 and they're driving.
Oklahoma.
Like Alabama's just due to lose one of those, right?
It's just the whistle of a long black
I think the
train.
Crimson Tide win this game pretty handily. I think that, we've seen Alabama do so many things well. We've seen Oklahoma kind of peter off a little. John Mateer is not the quarterback he was at the beginning of the year. I think a couple weeks ago, or about a month ago, rather, I would have been very concerned about him, torching this Alabama defense. I don't have those concerns anymore. I think Oklahoma really struggles, only gets in the end zone once. So, yeah, that's my final.
Woo! 27-13.
Yeah,
Dak said 24-17.
Yeah.
So that's 2 Bamas. Mason, final thoughts and your prediction. Make sure you follow the coverage at BamaCentral.com. Alabama Crimson Tide on SI.
I feel good about Alabama's offense's ability to make the ball move in this game despite a lack of run game. I think Ty Simpson and the receivers can make things go. And I think, Alabama against a somewhat weak Oklahoma offensive line that has not been the best this year, you'll be able to have some opportunities to get some pressure on John Mateer. So I like Alabama in this game. I like Theo's score prediction for Alabama. I don't know if I'm with you on Oklahoma, though. I do think it's going to be a close game. I'm going to take Alabama 27, Oklahoma 23.
27-23, 28-13, 24-17. Those are our picks so far. I am extremely concerned, fellas. I am not slightly concerned. I'm extremely concerned. With no running game to speak of, I do think Oklahoma's secondary is pretty nice. I do think Alabama has an advantage with their wide receivers, but I do think that Oklahoma's secondary is pretty nice, and I think their defensive front is nasty. I have very big concerns about this offensive line protecting Ty Simpson. And look, we've seen the sack fumble rear its ugly head. I think the Alabama's defense has been playing better and better and better, but I do think that it's been a minute since you've seen I mean, South Carolina, Lenoris was pretty selective when he ran, but when he did run, it was effective.
Yeah.
I think that John Mateer is probably going to try to do a Diego Pavia type game plan where he doesn't throw the ball down the field too much, but just scrambles and accepts 4, 5, 7 yards a pop. Golly, am I going to predict Kalen DeBoer's first home loss in Bryant-Denny Stadium? I kind of am. I think I am.
It's crazy.
I will go out and own the egg on my face. I'm just worried. I'm just really worried. I think that Oklahoma will win 20-17. I think it's going to be really, really a frustrating day because you're going to get some stops. The defense is going to get some stops, but you're just going to be
potentially game-tying field goal, aren't you?
Sure.
Oh.
It's just going to be I think it's just going to be like pulling teeth all afternoon in Bryant-Denny Stadium. And like pulling teeth with no Novocaine. And I hope I'm wrong, but I don't really have the same confidence in Alabama's defensive front as you guys do. I love Yanzi Pierre, but outside of that, I think they're just a handful of dudes. I think Deontay Lawson has gotten better as a pass rusher, but it's going to be Mateer sitting back there just ding, 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 little BB guns down the field. And, you all ran off in cover one. I'm just going to take my 8 yards and slide. I'm pretty worried about him running. I'm pretty worried about he leads the team in touchdown rushes with 6. Yeah, golly. I'm very concerned about this game. And I'm prepared to be wrong. I am prepared to be wrong, but I'm going to listen to my gut. And my gut says that Alabama will come up on the wrong end. And I think it's going to be 20-17 Oklahoma.
Oh, that'd be a tough one.
Yeah, it would be.
It'd be a tough week for Alabama athletics.
Yes, exactly. It would be. And then that makes the Iron Bowl just hell.
Iron Bowl
already
real stakes, right? Iron Bowl need to win to make the playoff.
Right. I think
against an Auburn team that needs to win to make a bowl.
Yeah, real hell. Down in Jordan Hare.
Yeah.
Actual hell. Like,
I don't want that.
No, I don't want it either. Like, hear me say that. All the listeners, all the viewers, like, hear me say that. I don't want that. It's just like, the gut feel. Like, if you don't have a running game, how much longer can Ty Simpson just throw? Like, here's the thing: you got to give him more outlets, Ryan Grubb. You've got to give him more outlets. I would like to see more slants, a little bit more slants, a little more outlets. I do think Ryan Grubb's creative, but you don't have a running game to lean on at all. And so it's Ty Simpson dealing with an offensive line that protects okay, but this is an elite defensive front. This is an elite defensive front. And goodness gracious, and maybe all this stuff, ideally, they all see this in the building as well. Maybe not just this prediction, but see what I'm seeing as well when they prepared this weekend, been hyper vigilant. Oh, this team can come into Bryant-Denny Stadium and beat us. We're hyper vigilant. We're ready with our pass protections. We're ready to be creative in the run game. We can get the ball. I mean, what you'd love is a dadgum big play from Ryan Williams catch a touchdown pass last week, but it was 15 yard, 10-yard catch, and it was nice, but like, where's the superstar play from Ryan Williams? If you get a superstar play from Ryan Williams where, I had 3 guys all on me, but they all fell off and they all got moved off, and it was washing machine cycle. I got through everything. Sure, great. Where you've had some superstar plays defensively, you've been turning the ball over all year long at crucial moments, and so maybe I'm prepared to be wrong in that sense. Where Deontay, you give me a Xavier Brown pick 6, I'll take you back to Tennessee. Tennessee's going back to basically tie the game up right there on the goal line at the end of the half, and Xavier Brown says, and we're making a big 14-point swing. Like, you're going to have somebody on the team say, I'm rising above my level of play that I've played this year. And look, they all played pretty well. I mean, you're 8-1. You're number 4 in the country. But I don't think anybody's played like, Ty's had some moments, absolutely. But the last 2 weeks have been a little questionable. Ty, you hit some of those deep shots, man, that have gone right off their fingertips here and there. Like, okay, you're in business. Right, and you can make Joe look like a real dummy, and I'm prepared to look like a real dummy. But right now, I'm just not seeing it. So, I think I'm going to take Oklahoma 20-17. Theo, you got any final words for us? Then Mason, and then we'll close out.
Just that it would be, I'm trying to process just what a turnaround it would be from the win over St. John's and LSU to a week later, you lose both of those. I don't even want to live in that world, man.
Yeah, I don't think I have much else. That'd be a tough one.
Absolutely. So we're going to get out of here for the day. We thank everybody for listening. You can leave me a voicemail. Clown me. Look, clown me for Monday. If Alabama wins and you can say you're wrong, you didn't believe, you don't know football, whatever. Clown me. 205-462-7340, extension 800. You can join Dax. You can join Everett. You can join Hunter on the voicemail machine like they were today. We appreciate those three guys leaving us voicemails. We appreciate those guys leaving us comments in the comment section on Facebook and on Twitter. You can leave us a comment on the Bama Central YouTube channel, all over the place. That you can find the Joe Gaither Show on Bama Central. You can find it on your favorite podcast platform. Send it to your friends. We appreciate Ryan Chapman joining us earlier in the week. We appreciate Brax Garrison joining us earlier in the week. We're gonna have a lot of fun next week. We're presented by Purple Turtle Roofing and Derek Daniels State Farm, but you guys make the show go. So thank you for being a part of the show. Thank you for downloading, sending it to your friends, and being involved in the program. We appreciate y'all so much. We'll talk to you on Monday, win, lose, or draw, right here on the Joe Gaither Show on Bama Central, BamaCentral.com.
Thanks for joining us on today's edition of the Joe Gaither Show on Bama Central. Keep up with Joe on all his social media pages at Joe Gaither6. Subscribe, rate, and review the show on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, and be sure to read us daily at BamaCentral.com.